Hi, I'm Miss Rambo, and you are watching this hopefully because you picked up our Teen Seed Starters Take and Make bag. We're very excited about this project. This is a two-part project for community service for our teens. I'm going to be going over the first part today, which is planting our seeds. And then in the beginning of May, I'm going to be giving everyone who registered and took a bag a call to see how your seedlings are coming along and your plants are coming along. And then hopefully we'll be able to schedule a time for you to come back and plant them in our butterfly garden in the Center H building in the parking lot area. So really excited about this. You will be getting community service for both parts, which is a nice little bonus. So in case you are not sure how to go about planting seeds, I'm going to show you that today in this video. All right. So in your Take and Make bag, you will have received a 3-part piece like this, planter, a bigger planter pot, which we'll hold for later. You should get a bag, either 1 or 2, depending, pretty full bags of soil. Seeds, different kinds of seeds. Each bag had a little bit different, but they could be zinnias, poppy seeds, cosmos, wildflowers. So there might be a combination of any of those. This piece that also goes to this kit. Some markers so you can put in, so you can label like this is the poppies, these are the zinnias, so you can put them in there. And a handy dandy instruction guide sheet that has, again, everything that I mentioned in here, as well as instructions on how to go about planting. We're asking that even if you picked your seeds up before April 28th, you don't start planting them until now, April 28th, just because they actually might grow quicker than you think. So we want to make sure they're not too big for when you come down to plant them. The only thing that you will need to supply yourself is water, and perhaps when you move them, a little bit more soil, which I think you can get from your own garden. But if you can't, or if you're looking for soil, you can always contact us. We have plenty of bags of soil here. You can contact us and you can come down and we'll give you some more. Okay? All right, so let's get started. I'm going to follow along with the directions. So, step 1 is we have our kit here, our pieces, and we're going to place the black plastic cells inside of the white bottom. So that's easy enough. So we're going to, and you'll notice the cells all have little holes on the bottom of the tray for the water to drain. And they're going to fill each of the black cell pots with soil until the soil is in line with the top of the pot. All right, so you can use your hands, you can use a spoon, you can use a little cup if you want, whatever. So we're going to just, you might want to do this outside if it's a nice day, just in case the soil gets anywhere, it's easy to clean up, or you want to put down some paper towels or something, maybe newspaper, just in case. So we're going to fill up each one. So I'll fill up the first couple for demonstration purposes. I'm messy at this, so might be neater than me. All right, so I would say that's pretty good. So they're at about the top of the pot, just like that. All right. Now we're moving on to step 3, which is place 2 to 3 seeds in each of the 12 cells. You can use a pencil or pen to make a small hole for the seeds or your finger. All right, so you can just use your finger to make, you don't want to like dig them down like deep, just like a very shallow hole right at the top. And then you can place a couple of your seeds in there. So I'll do a couple of these. So this would be and on your bags, it will be labeled what kind of seeds inside. So these are my Cosmos. And you can cover it back up with soil. And then we have some mixed wildflowers here. So I'll put those over there. Over the two mixed wildflowers. So it's not too difficult. And you know, if you have been planting for a long time, or perhaps someone in your family likes to plant and they have their own little system that they know works, you can feel free to do that as well. There's no, you know, as long as your plants start growing, that's all we want. Okay, so we have some zinnias here, some Cosmos here. We can kind of cover that back up with some soil. Okay. And then we're going to drizzle water over seeds to wet the soil and then place the humidity lid on top. So I have some cups of water here. So we don't want to get too open with it. So if you have like an actual little watering can, you can, you know, use that as well. So you just want to get it kind of wet, not too crazy. This is probably wetter than it needs to be. And then the holes on the bottom again, right? So the water drains out. So if, you know, you put them in sunlight, or like on a windowsill, you're not getting your whole windowsill wet every time you go to water them. That's why there's the white thing at the bottom. All right, so when you think your soil is pretty damp and moist and good. All right, so then we put the humidifier on top, and then you can place this on there as well. So depending what kind of air, there's like a little hole. So if you wanted to get more, like as they're growing, you can kind of adjust the humidity to your liking. So you just put that on top. All right, so that was the last step, is putting this on top. And then obviously you're going to keep it in a nice, well-lit area. You actually don't want it to be too sunny because you can kind of burn the plants a little bit. So just a nice, well-lit spot in your house, bright, maybe indirect sunlight, so it's not like beating down on it, but it's coming in by a window. But again, make sure it's not baking in the sun all day. Keep the soil from drying out. These are some tips. So we're going to keep the soil from drying out, but not soaking wet. Once you notice the seedlings' roots are at the bottom of the black cell, it's time to move them. So once these start growing, and like I said, there's holes at the bottom, which helps drain the water, but eventually the roots will start to kind of come out a little bit. So that's when you're going to want to move them into this bigger planter. So you'll put some soil in there, and then you'll take either like a little knife or a spoon or something, and you'll kind of dig out. You don't want to like rip the roots, like you want to try to keep them as intact as possible, and you'll take them out and you'll plant them in the planter. And then that's what you'll bring down to the building to then be planted in our butterfly garden. And if you have any questions when you get to this step, or at any time, any of the steps, you can always email me, and we'll help you out as best we can. So it's really not that hard. Hopefully it's fun for you and you get to see some of the plants growing. And if they all take off and you have a ton of plants and you like to keep some for yourself, that's fine. That would be great. You know, just make sure you have some left over so we can plant in our garden. I'll put my email in the description below. All right. Thanks. Bye.